Yuzito and Inakami are finally back from their training as the king welcomes them. He is glad that they are back safely and also apologizes to Yuzito for dragging him into this. In response to this, Yuzito tells him that he's used to such circumstances, which makes them wonder what sort of situations he has gone through. King Lloyd then further questions him regarding his training, and with Rose present there, Yuzito has no other option but to reply positively. This makes him realize that he has been brainwashed by Rose to do exactly what she wants. Following this, the king asks them to leave as he asks Rose and Siegless to stay behind. As they are leaving, Yuzito seems a bit perturbed as Inakami questions him regarding this. Yuzito tells her that the minister's face was quite serious when he asked them to stay behind and speculates that it might be something important. He then wonders if they are going to fire them for causing trouble, with Inakami reassuring him that it won't be the case. In the meantime, Kazuki and Celia also appear at the spot. Kazuki seems extremely concerned as Celia further tells them that he was prepared to venture out alone to look for them. Hearing this, Inakami deems Kazuki reckless for his actions as Yuzito mocks her for getting bit by a little monkey, but before he could say anything else, Inakami forcefully shuts him up. After this, Kazuki informs them about everything that happened here, including Rose's insane confidence over Yuzito's abilities. Yuzito, on the other hand, is shocked to see that Kazuki took all her words at face value, deeming him an innocent and pure soul. Following some more conversation, Yuzito and Inakami take their leave as Celia comments on how close the three of them are. Kazuki explains that they were friends in their previous world as well, and that's why they are quite close. Celia envies their friendship and questions if she can be their friend as well. She further asserts that Inakami calls her by her name, contemplating if Kazuki would do the same. She immediately gets embarrassed, but much to her surprise, Kazuki agrees to this. With all of this going on, King Lloyd informs Rose and Siegless that they interrogated the group of bandits that ambushed Yuzito and the others. The bandits revealed that they noticed fewer monsters in the plains as they were crossing it and were immediately attacked by a horde of fall boars in the forest. All of this explains that the monsters were afraid of something and were fleeing into the forest. Hearing this, Rose and Siegless immediately realize that the monsters must be afraid of the Demon King's army heading towards their kingdom. King Lloyd then instructs Siegless to convey his message to all commanding officers to be prepared and mobilize their troops instantly. With this, Siegless leaves the room. King Lloyd then assigns a task to Rose as well, urging that even though he refrains from assigning anything to the commander of the rescue squad, he has no other option. Rose, however, was already expecting this and predicts that King Lloyd wants her to survey the army's whereabouts, asserting that she is the fastest in this kingdom. Before she could leave, King Lloyd asks her for another favor. He wants her to return to her post of battalion commander, but Rose bluntly refuses, stating that she bears more guilt than he speculates. Lloyd cannot comprehend the reason behind Rose's self-criticism, even though she was the first healer to be appointed as a battalion commander, with Rose explaining that it is not self-loath or anything. This makes Lloyd realize that Rose hasn't forgiven herself for something that happened in the past, and even though it wasn't her fault. Rose further explains that despite the fact that she has accepted the death of her comrades and that they cannot be brought back with healing, the scar she bears on her right eye keeps reminding her of all this. This scar is the sole reason she created the rescue squad. However, besides this, there's another reason as well. Rose wants to create a subordinate who will not die. Hearing this, King Lloyd deems this humanly impossible, but Rose insists that her insane training is for this reason. Their conversation ends with Rose elucidating that Yuzito is the ultimate subordinate she's been looking for all this. His determination, survival instincts, adaptability, and the fact that he always stands up to her makes him even more worthy. With this, Rose heads out to proceed with her mission. At night, Yuzito's comrade informs him about a message Rose had left for him. In this message, she instructs him to deliver some letter to a particular location in the town. In the meantime, the Demon King's army is proceeding towards Linger Kingdom under Commander Vergret. As she is motivating her soldiers to work for the Demon King, Black Knight appears at the spot and mocks her for being too enthusiastic, asserting that it is annoying. In response to this, Vergret reminds him that she's his superior and that he cannot talk to her like this. With nothing else to say, Black Knight urges her to inform him when the bridge is prepared. In the meantime, Hyrailuk also appears at the spot, with Vergret questioning his presence there. Hyrailuk asserts that he is there for moral support and comments on the progress of the bridge construction. Vergret informs him that the construction is proceeding quite smoothly and should be done in a few hours. At that moment, some random demons inform Vergret regarding an enemy scout from the Linger Kingdom. Despite this, Regret is unruffled, asserting that they won't be able to convey the message in time. Suddenly, a massive tree trunk appears from the sky and obliterates the bridge they've been constructing. Seeing this, Regret cannot comprehend what just happened, but upon looking closely, she realizes that Rose is the one behind this. This infuriates her, but by the time she could do anything, Rose was already out of their sights. The following morning, Yuzito is out to deliver the letter Rose asked him to and is wandering around the city. He realizes that people are constantly staring at him, but cannot comprehend the reason behind this. He then overhears some of them gossiping how Yuzito isn't running despite being a member of the rescue squad. He also comes across the old granny he met previously and she offers him some fruits for Blurren, but Yuzito tells her that he will get them on his way back. After some time, he reaches Orga's clinic where he comes across his sister. After formally introducing each other, she tells him about their clinic and informs him that Orga is treating a patient currently. She then forces him to sneak a peek at his work and Yuzito notices that Orga's healing magic is quite different from his in that its color is quite intense and the flow is also smooth. Now that he has treated the patient, Orga finally meets Yuzito who hands him over the letter from Rose. Orga's sister questions him regarding the other members of Rescue Squad since they know each other. She also tells him that they failed to keep up with Rose's training, ending up here, and even though it was tough, she feels really bad about it. According to her, Rose put her everything into training her and they were quite pumped about it as well, but as time passed by, they started hating Rose. However, Rose seems a lot happier now, which makes Yuzito wonder if she's happy because she got a new punching bag. Suddenly, a man appears at the clinic and informs them that some people have gotten injured. Hearing this, Orga demands Yuzito to aid him as all of them rush towards the injured. Upon reaching there, Orga instructs Yuzito to heal them immediately, but Yuzito is uncertain about his skills. Realizing this, Orga advises him to calm down and focus on his own power, asserting that he should believe in himself. At that moment, Yuzito gains some more control over his powers and manages to heal the injured rather easily. Following this, they venture back to the clinic and after bidding farewell, Yuzito leaves. Orga then informs his sister regarding the letter from Rose. He tells her that the Demon King's army is approaching them and they have been summoned to war. He further tells him that Yuzito lacks experience on the battlefield, which might prove a bit troublesome, but he believes in Rose's decision. In the meantime, Yuzito is heading back home and on his way, he comes across the old granny who hands over a crate of fruit, urging him to take them. Hesitant, Yuzito takes the fruit with him, but on the way, a mysterious girl stops him and as soon as he looks into her eyes, he witnesses tragic events of Kazuki and Inakami getting slaughtered by the Dark Knight. I'm really excited about the war arc and I'm sure it will be a banger. However, I'm a bit scared for Yuzito as well. My man hasn't participated in a single battle and he has to fight on the front lines now. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe, so you don't miss out on anything.